Hey guys, Ace Trainer Liam here. Welcome back to another episode of MetroMania. MetroMania, of course, is that series where we get all them Pokemon to do their metronome battle things, and one of them ends up as the champion. It's dead easy. If you're a fan of MetroMania already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show you're enjoying this series, and of course hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss a piece of the action. And of course, don't forget, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. This is hydration G Fuel, although I'm regretting using my green shaker with the green screen. That was an oversight. But hydration, this is strawberry lemonade. It's caffeine free and it's bloody lovely. Remember, code ACE is all you need when you're buying your G Fuel. The quarterfinals are halfway done. We have 2 more positions in the semi-finals to confirm today. And oh my lord, things are really heating up the closer we get to the semi-finals and to the final. But of course, before we do anything today, we need to take a look at those wonderful, beautiful, all-important brackets.
Last week we said goodbye to our good friends Flapple and Appleton. They couldn't cut it against Braviary and Mandibuzz. So Braviary and Mandibuzz move on to the semi-finals to become the opponents, or the eventual opponents, for Cofragrigus and Runerigus. Of course, that's only one half of the semi-finals complete. We have 2 more places in our semi-finals to determine. And this week we're finding out the first with Heatmor and Durant versus Persian and Perrserker. So here we go, quarter-final 3. Can you believe we're halfway through the quarterfinals already? The series always seems to go so incredibly fast. It's unreal. Let me know down in the comments, of course, who you think's going to win this round, and then let me know after if you're right or not in a separate comment, because that helps me, you know? And also hit the like button if you enjoy MetroMania. Here's an Ember, though, from Persian. Start things off on Heatmor, who is going to resist that like anything, being a fire type. And over to Durant right now, who's going to follow up on that with Crunch onto the Persian there. Now, Persian is the weaker link in its team. That much must be said. Here comes Heatmor, though. Persian's definitely the weak link because it's a normal type, doesn't have any resistances. Does have the ghost immunity, though. There's the Draining Kiss from Heatmor onto Perrserker. Not very effective. Of course, Perrserker's got all those resistances, but Persian, its speed is all it really has. Whereas for Perrserker, it doesn't have speed, but it does have attack and defense, although not much special attack and special defense. Here's Earth Power from Perrserker, though, onto Durant there. Of course, its special attack isn't great, but Durant took a lot of damage from that because Durant, of course, doesn't have much special defense either. Very much like Perrserker. In fact, if you look at Perrserker and Durant's base stats next to each other, they're very, very similar. Here's Skitter Smack, which I believe is the new bug-type move from the Isle of Armor, onto the Durant there, which is going to reduce its special attack by 1 stage. So it's kind of like Struggle Bug, but not a special attack, actually a physical attack. Here's Doom Desire. We get to say it, lads. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Durant. Oh. Durant chose Doom Desire as its destiny. Oh, it's cringe. It's so cringe, and it will never not be cringe. Dream Eater from Heatmor is not going to affect Persian, because Persian is not asleep. And here comes Perrserker with Liquidation. If that's on Heatmor, and it is on Heatmor, that's going to be deadly. Huge damage to Heatmor right there. Heatmor taking a heap of damage, and it's looking very, very dangerous for the Heatmor and Durant team. It's interesting, because normally Steel types have the advantage of Metromania, and both these teams have a Steel type. Of course, Durant has to worry about fire-type moves, though, because that's its only weakness, and it's a 4x weakness. Persian goes for Tita Dance, confusing its ally Pokemon Perrserker and both its opponents, Heatmor and Durant. Let's see how that plays out going forward. It could be a help, it could be a hindrance, for all we know. Let's find out as we go on in this battle. It's still early days yet, really anybody's game right now, although Heatmor is a little bit on the ropes. Here's Durant, though, who is going to go for Glare, but Persian's Limber prevents it from being paralyzed, so no paralysis there. Nice to see Limber actually activating. Here's Heatmor, who is confused, is going to ignore it and go for the Metronome, and it's going to fire off a Heat Crash, which is a stab move right there onto Perrserker, who is weak to it. Oh my word. So that's revenge for that liquidation right there. Perrserker is also confused, though, but it is going to ignore it. What's it going to go for now? I've got to be steaming mad after that Heat Crash. It goes for Milk Drink. It says, you know what? Screw your Heat Crash. I'm just going to restore my HP back up by 50%, mother flipper. So there you go. Perrserker, it's like nothing happened, basically. So well done to Perrserker for a great play right there. Perrserker and Heatmor not having a good time against each other right now. Over to Persian, though, who is going to go for Volt Switch. Is it on Heatmor? It's on Heatmor. I was going to say it's on Heatmor or Durant, but there you go. Bringing Heatmor into the danger zone there. Now we have Durant, who is confused, is going to ignore it once again, though. Gear up with that Metronome, and it's going to go for Mega Kick, which is going to be a great play right there, but it's onto the Perrserker, who resists it, so not a great play there. Of course, Durant's attack stat is base 109, so Should have been pretty good if it was on the Persian, but not the case when it's against Perrserker, who has defense of base 100. There's the defense increase on Heatmor, and now it's over to Perrserker, who gets to move last. And what is it going to use? Going to go for Vacuum Wave, which is on the Heatmor. Not enough, because of course Perrserker doesn't have the special attack power. What's Heatmor's special defense, by the way? Its special attack is 105, its special defense is 66, and its defense is 66. So there you go. I've got the stats up on the screen just so I don't make any boo-boos. Sometimes I'll still make boo-boos. Let's face it, it's Ace Trainer Liam, isn't it? He always makes boo-boos. Here's a Venom Drench, though, which is going to fail from Persian, and now it's Durant's opportunity to try and fire off an attack. Ignores that. Confusion once again. Has anyone hit themselves in Confusion yet? I don't think so. Goes for Reflect, increasing the physical protection against, for its team. So that's a great play right there, because of course Heatmor's in a little bit of danger and could do all the defensive buffs it could muster. Here's a Storm Throw, though, from Heatmor onto Perrserker. Of course, Storm Throw is super effective on both Persian and Perrserker there, and it doesn't land a critical hit, of course, like it normally would, because Perrserker has battle armor. And look at this! Snipe Shot finally works in Metronome battles! I've waited for so long! Thank you once again, Game Freak, for fixing that. Snipe Shot, notoriously throughout this season of Metromania, has failed and failed and failed. And even in the Galar Pokemon season, it failed and failed and failed. And it's nice to see it finally working. Snipe Shot is now able to be used. And here's Spite from Persian, trying to reduce the amount of metronomes that, basically the amount of turns that Durant has left, which is detrimental to Durant right now. It's lost 4 metronomes. It is confused as well. And finally, it hits itself in confusion there, so it's not going to do anything this turn. Over to Perrserker. What's Perrserker got into mind? Going to go for Assurance for what should be a little bit of chip damage there to Durant. Not a great deal, but still decent nonetheless. I was talking about battle armor. I don't remember if I finished that thought. Yeah, that's why Storm Throw couldn't have a critical hit at all, because Perrserker is protected against critical hits. There's Acrobatics from Persian, which is enough to take Durant down with a critical hit. So down goes Durant, 1-0 to Persian and Perrserker. So they have the advantage right now. If they get one more win, they are going through to the semi-finals. If they fail, then they're going to have to fight it out in the 3rd round. If they win this round, it will go to a battle for pride for Heatmor and Durant, where they try and claw their pride back. Here's Persian, though, with Entrainment. Interesting. That's not a smart move, though. Getting rid of the useless Gluttony ability, at least useless in this format, and giving Heatmor Limber so it can't be paralyzed. That was a very bad starting play. Here's Durant, though, who's going to go for Payday, a page out of Persian's book right there, onto Persian. That is tasteless, that is tactless, and that is downright rude, using another Pokemon signature move against it. Here's Thunderbolt from Heatmor, which is going to land on the Persian there for a huge amount of damage. Wow. What's Heatmor's special attack? Damn, it's 105. Wowza. Here's Flower Shield failing from Perrserker, so not a good start for the Cat team. That is certain. The Anteater and Ant team are doing great. What are they going to do next? Here's Persian, though, who's in a dangerous position right now. It's going to go for Aqua Tail, avoided by Durant. Probably should have gone for the Heatmor, to be honest. Here's Durant, though, who is going to go for Reflect once again. Interesting. Protect its team against physical hits. Durant has set up Protect twice in this Metromania contest right here. Here's Heatmor, though. Heatmor is going to go for Hypnosis and is going to try, and it's going to succeed, to put Perrserker to sleep. Put the stronger member of the team to sleep. That's not a bad shout right there. Now that you've got Perrserker asleep, you can focus either your attacks on Perrserker with no repercussions, or you can take its partner out, so when it wakes up, it's in a 2-on-1 situation. Now, Persian will move first on the next turn, so what's Persian going to do here? What's it going to do to get out of this sticky situation? Going to go for Ingrain and restore its HP at the end of each turn by planting roots. That's not a bad shout either. So it's quite an interesting play by Persian if it does survive this turn, of course. Here is Durant, though, going for Coaching, which is another new move from Isle of Armor, which I believe raises the attack and defense of your partner. Yep, attack and defense of Heatmor goes up. It's basically bulk up, but for your ally Pokemon, for what it's worth. Here's Happy Hour, though, from Heatmor, who just doesn't give a toss right now, who's just caught up in the happy atmosphere. They think they've got this equalizer in the bag, but we just don't know yet. Perrserker is fast asleep. Persian restores its HP with nutrients, with its roots and all that. Roots on a cat? Don't know. Don't ask. Ask your mum and dad where the cat's roots are. I don't know. I don't know what I'm on about. Here's Guillotine, though. Avoided by Durant. Used by Persian. That was very, very scary for Durant right there. Here's a Drill Peck, though, from Durant to Perrserker. Not very effective, but a nice chunk of damage there for a not very effective hit. Here comes Heatmor. What's Heatmor got on its mind here? It's going to go for Hold Back, which will not get a kill, but will do a nice chunk of damage there to Persian, putting it in the danger zone. Perrserker still fast asleep. Still up to Persian, who's restoring HP with its roots to try and keep itself in this contest until its partner's able to wake up. If it was able to use something like Uproar or something, it would, of course, wake up the Perrserker, I believe. Here comes Persian, though, who is going to go for Shadow Ball. Which Pokemon is it going to use it on? It's not got great special attack, though, our Persian. On to Durant there. Oh, it's a great hit, though. From a Persian? Wow, that was a really good hit for a Persian, my word. Here's Super Fang, though, from Durant onto Perrserker, which is a great play. Great play against the Steel type to use something like Super Fang, which takes half its HP away, giving yourself a little bit of an advantage there. Here's Tearful Look from Heatmor onto Perrserker. How can it see the Tearful Look if it's asleep? Answers on a postcard. So that is going to drop the attack of Perrserker, taking a little bit of its arsenal away and its special attack. It does wake up, though, just in time. And it's what's it going to use here? It's going to go for Power Up Punch and raise its attack back up. That's not a bad play at all. Onto Heatmor there. Nice hit. So up, a critical hit as well. Up goes its attack by one stage. So it's back up to regular attack. So Perrserker's not got any problems there now. And there's Persian's HP slowly going back up with that Ingrain taking effect. Now over to Persian once again to start off the next turn. What's Persian going to do here? Persian is going to go for Skull Bash. Onto which Pokemon, though? Onto the one that resists it? Well, it's tucking its head in first, so its defense is going to raise by one stage, and then we'll find out, mate. Don't you worry. Over to Durant, though. I was going to say, if it's on Heatmor, it'll do neutral damage. If it's on Durant, it won't do much. Although it's not going to hit Durant, because Durant's going to explode. My word. This could be very, very dangerous. How's your partner going to take this? Heatmor tanks it. Persian goes down. Perrserker's still in it, but no Skull Bash from Persian. Wow. What a risky play that somehow just pays off. Wow, well done there to Durant. What a ballsy play. Here's Imprison from Heatmor. That means Perrserker is not going to be able to use the Metronome this turn. So poor Perrserker can't move this turn and will struggle on the next turn. The Reflect has worn off. But Heatmor's going to move first. What's the Metronome going to bring out for Heatmor here? Durant's put it in a great position. It's Ember, which is stab and super effective. How much will it do to Perrserker? It's enough to take it down, and they've equalized. What a ballsy play. Explosion, Imprison, and Ember, and they're suddenly back in this game. Heatmor and Durant have suddenly got an opportunity to go to the semi-finals once again. Wow. So Persian and Perrserker need to get their heads back together. They need to become a unit once again. Persian starting off with Blizzard, avoided by Heatmor. Wouldn't have been very effective anyway. Not going to be very effective on Durant either. Does have potential to freeze, though. Doesn't get the freeze. Over to Durant, who, isn't frozen. Let's remember that. Gonna go for Drill Peck. It loves using Drill Peck. Once again on Perrserker. So again, as with the previous battle, not going to do a lot of damage there. Over to Heatmor. And what's Heatmor got on its mind here? It's going to go for Dig, which will be super effective if it uses it on Perrserker. If it uses it on Persian, it'll be neutral damage. And of course, it protects itself from taking further damage, unless someone uses Earthquake or Bulldoze, which would be devastating to Heatmor. Here's a Shadow Sneak, though, onto Durant from Perrserker for a nice bit of neutral damage there. So this could go either way, waiting eagerly to see who Heatmor's going to attack with that Dig. But first up, we've got Persian, and Persian is going to go for a Seismic Toss, but Heatmor avoids it because it's underground. So now Durant gets an opportunity to lay some hits in. So Durant is going to go for Bolt Strike onto which Pokemon here? Onto Persian, I believe, from the looks of it. Oh, no, onto Perrserker. Huge damage there, bringing Perrserker down to less than half its max HP already. Heatmor going for Dig on Perrserker as well. Huge damage. Perrserker is in a dangerous position right now, and suddenly the tables have turned on Perrserker and Persian. Perrserker's going to go for Bind, which isn't going to do a great deal of damage to Durant, but it is going to do Bind damage at the end of each turn, which will slowly whittle away the Steel type's health, so that's not a bad shout there by Perrserker. But is it too little too late? At this stage of the game, Perrserker can't survive that many rounds, and if Perrserker gets knocked out, the bind will end. So Persian really needs to do something for its team if it's going to do anything. It is sitting at full health right now. Persian is going to go for Smart Strike, which is a guaranteed hit, but neither of these Pokemon take effective damage from Smart Strike, so not a lot of damage there to Heatmore, but at least it hit, I suppose. Over to Durant. What's on Durant's mind right now? Going to go for Sandstorm, which is detrimental to Heatmore, but it's also detrimental to Persian. So Persian's going to take Sandstorm damage at the end of each turn, as is Heatmore. Perrserker and Durant are fine because they're steel types. They don't take Sandstorm damage. Heatmore's going to go for Peck, though, onto the Persian. I personally would have gone for Perrserker because Perrserker has the lowest HP and it's so close to getting knocked out. You don't want to give Perrserker a chance to heal itself. Poison Gas from Perrserker isn't going to... it shouldn't affect Durant. It doesn't affect Durant. There we go. Just the animation pretends it does. Heatmore, though, is poison. So now it's going to take poison damage and sandstorm damage, putting it in arguably a worse position than Persian is in right now. So that puts... that even things out a little bit. But obviously, Perrserker could be taken out by Heatmore or Durant at any time right now. Durant is down to less than half its max HP after that bind damage. They really need to take Perrserker. If they want to get through to the semifinals, they're going to need to deal with Perrserker. Here's Persian, though, ready, willing, and able with Guard Swap onto the Heatmore there. So that is going to change. Swap any stat changes with defense and special defense between Heatmore and Persian. Can't quite remember what stat changes are in effect. Here is Durant, though, who's going to go for Grudge, wanting its opponent to bear a grudge. You're gonna want to go on the attack, mate, to be honest. You want to do something. Here's Heatmore, though, gearing up with the Metronome as well. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for Flame Wheel. If it's on Perrserker, Perrserker will be gone. It's on Persian, which you've got to think was a misstep there. Huge damage, though, to Persian, but I would have gone for the Perrserker. Here's an Ice Shard from Perrserker, though, which is going to land on Heatmore there, just chipping away at it. But, of course, Heatmore's about to take Sandstorm damage, and then Persian takes Sandstorm damage as well. But Heatmore's also going to take Poison damage at the end of the turn, and Durant is going to take Bind damage. So all these Pokemon are slowly working each other down, slowly but surely, battering each other bit by bit, chipping away at each other's HP. It's looking a lot more even now than it was just moments ago. Over to Persian for the next turn to begin. Persian's going to go for Retaliate onto which Pokemon, though? Onto the Heatmore there for a great chunk of damage. Puts it in a very dangerous position. It's in the danger zone, and of course it's in danger of Poison and Sandstorm chipping away at it. Here comes Durant, who's going to go for Mean Look. That's a big misstep at this stage of the game. Mean Look is not what you want to do, because Mean Look is a completely wasted turn in a Metromania battle, because no one can switch out anyway. Here's Heatmore, though. Can it follow up with something worthwhile? Doom Desire. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Heatmore chose Doom Desire as its destiny. It's so cringe. It's cringe. Double Doom Desire in this battle. Flame Wheel, though, from Perrserker onto Durant. It's one weakness, 4 times weakness. Down goes Durant. There's just Heatmore on the field with 28 hit points left. Persian is buffeted by the Sandstorm. Heatmore is buffeted by the Sandstorm. Here comes the poison damage. And it's enough to take Heatmore down. Persian and Perrserker have clutched a win against Heatmore and Durant. Quarterfinal 3 goes to Persian and Perrserker. They are the first 2 Pokemon to join the second semi-final, I should say. We'll find out their opponent next week. Here's the brackets. Next week, Escavalier and Excelgor are going to take on Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan to find out Persian and Perrserker's opponents. Tune in.
So that'll do it for another episode of Metromania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these beautiful people down here, do pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam and save yourself some money on G Fuel. Use code ACE. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.